Do we will not forget for share the program, invite other people and for make we get the 100,000 key. Finally, it don't be because the time look at our doorstep. If you see we not touch up with belts now, forget that particular number. And the next one will be the next one. It don't done. So now the time don't reach. So please continue for share the program and call other person for invite them at this family house. We go make we get this award.
That in a position. If we make we get a balance so that we go for understand. This one. This one. Okay. So, of course, Fambolem, as I rightly mentioned, of course, we're about for can start, but we'll try to get the views of that of the main opposition as well. Good morning.
Good morning, UIV.
Yes, sir. So, I want to know what should Sierra Leoneans expect out of this dialogue with about for can comments?
We will expect stalemate we will expect solution to the stalemate will happen at the country, and we will expect people ready for be truthful, for be sincere, and for the journey to this nation. We expect sincerity at the end of the day.
So I meant to understand, say there are 9 representatives of each party who represent the whole, 2 different parties, them and in terms of the negotiating.
To work hand in hand to uphold democracy, ensure peace, cause a dissolution of political divides, and bring political harmony. Let the interests of the people of Mama Salone be prioritized during this dialogue under a peaceful atmosphere of tolerance. Father, we pray that at the end of the day, you Allahumma inni we are going to have the first system put in place. Thank you very much for your patience. And we all know, I know why all of us are here. We are all here because we have the same goal, we have the same desire, we have the same dream. And that dream is to see a peaceful Sierra Leone. The dream is to see a Sierra Leone that is cohesive. The dream is to see a Sierra Leone that we work together and bring development. So we are all on the same page, I believe. If I will kindly ask all of us that are in this hall, that we know we're here because we want to see a peaceful and a cohesive Sierra Leone marching towards development. Please, if you're here for that, can you put up your right hand? Good. Thank you very much. It means you're on the same page. With that, Her Excellency, Ajay Fatmata, CM Jalo Tabaja, members of the cabinet, government cabinet, ministers that are present here, the joint team of African Union, the Economic Community of West Africa, ECOWAS, the Commonwealth, the diplomatic corps that is here, our development partners, the leaders of the All People's Congress, and the team led by Dr. Samara Matthew Wilson Kamara, and team members of the judiciary, other political parties that are present here, the Inspector General of Police, the Chief of Defense Staff, civil society, the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists Large, the Independent Media Commission, and other media houses present, representatives of the Council of Paramount Chiefs, tribal heads, members of the Interreligious Council and other religious bodies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the able board members of the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, and the dedicated staff of this commission, I unreservedly welcome you all to the opening ceremony of this 3-day mediation dialogue between the All People's Congress and the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone. We are immensely grateful to all of you who have contributed to the Commission. Everyone in this nation, the political parties, our development partners, the government, we are grateful because you have contributed immensely in bringing the Commission to where the Commission is today. Being robust, being independent, being efficient and effective in carrying out the mandate that was given to us. So we want to especially appreciate all of you and thank you for your moral support, your financial support, your technical support to the Peace Commission before, during, and after the election process. We also want to thank especially the joint team, mediation team here today, the AU, the Commonwealth, the ECOWAS, for your indelible support. I believe that the history of this nation will not be completed without your names boldly written in the history books of this nation because of your immense contribution and your support to see this commission where it is today. As an independent commission for peace and national cohesion, our gathering here today is aligned with our commitment as a nation to foster peace, peaceful coexistence, as demonstrated in our cultural practice of intermarriages, intrinsic family relationships, religious tolerance, and cultural diversity. We believe we are better, more resilient, and stronger together as a nation. We are better, more resilient, and stronger as a nation when we are together. There's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with others. We have no doubt that as a commission and as this nation, our intention is to go far. We want to go far with others who belong to this great family called Sierra Leone. Every patriotic Sierra Leonean must have a constructive contribution to the process and the development of this nation. The French dramatist and novelist Victor Hugo said, "Nothing is more powerful than an idea whose time has come." Nothing is so powerful than an idea whose time has come. We believe very strongly that the time for peace and national cohesion in this country has come. If we have been drumming this is the time for us to drum it even further. We have to drum it in a way that even the children in their mother's womb will understand that we want a nation. We want a nation that is moving together, a nation that is striving towards development together. And this is the right time. There's no better time than this, especially at the time that we are having all the geopolitical issues, the economic depressions around the world. We are having so much of terrorism all around the world. We are having drug abuse at a scale that we've never seen before. We're having wars all over and natural disasters, pandemic all over the world. So it is time for us to position ourselves, to understand the minds of others, and for us to honestly look at each other and address the issues in an honest way. Not only looking at it from our own lenses, but looking at it from the lenses of others also. So that as a nation, we will be able to move towards development. We should be committed so that at the end of the day, we'll be part of the global move for development all over the world. Ladies and gentlemen, as we sit down to dialogue, and in these coming days, we should remember that the world is not standing still. The world is not waiting. The world is moving on. And if we continue to pull each other down, if we continue to take our stands and dig in and say, this is our own right and this is our own right, while the world is moving on, then definitely for us to catch up with the rest of the world will be very difficult for us. And it is time for us to know that the world is moving very fast. Richard Foster, in his book, Celebration of Discipline, said, we are living in a jet set age. That means that everything is moving fast. Fast cars, fast planes, fast food, everything is moving fast. And we cannot afford to be moving slow while the world is moving fast. We owe this to this generation. It is very important for us to know that any one-mile mistake we make is a 1,000-mile mistake against the future generation. And so it is important that all of us, as we sit down together these few days, to be committed, sincerely committed, to make sure that we have a peaceful coexistence that will lead to economic development. We cannot afford to stand still against what is happening around the world. We should therefore commit to daily improving, doing the things that will minimize mistakes, and also that will bring us closer to a better tomorrow. As we intentionally face each other in this mediation, we should not forget that the old book says in Romans chapter 12 verse 2, it says, "Do not be conformed to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind. Then you'll be able to test and prove what is God's will, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we should know that nothing changes until our minds changes. Nothing changes until our minds change. A great writer, Peter Drucker, said, "The greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence itself, it is to act with yesterday's logic." The greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence itself, it's to act with yesterday's logic. So our prayer today here is that we will not use yesterday's logic to resolve the issues that we need to resolve. I would like to encourage both parties to approach the dialogue with a mindset that we produce tangible solutions, that we give hope to our people who will be patiently waiting to hear a positive outcome from this engagement. In the case, we all must be committed to a paradigm shift from the old to the new, from ourselves to the people of the nation. Shifting paradigms is incremental. There is no shortcut. There's no shortcut. It takes time and patience. We must play the long game. We must play the long game to see the change we hope for. It's also important to note that failing to change the operating system, if we fail to change the operating system, then there will be no change. There will be no change. A great writer, Alvin Toffler, famously quoted and said, "The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn." We need to learn, unlearn, and relearn. Unlearning is never a once and all time work. It is a contribution, it's a time, it's a process that it will take some time for all of us to unlearn, to learn, and to relearn. And this is what we are supposed to do as a nation. This is what we are supposed to do as a team. We must keep learning, unlearning, and relearning to achieve lasting peace and national cohesion. Because peace is fundamental to sustainable development. As a nation, we cannot afford to be missing in action. We cannot afford to be missing action because of our indifferences. As a Peace Commission, we are hopeful that this 3-day mediation will produce a positive cascading effect that will not only accelerate peace and national cohesion, but also will stimulate socio-economic development in the short term, medium, and long term. Let me conclude with a great poem. Peace loves even the unlovable. Peace is going the extra mile, even on a dusty road. Peace is eating together with a joyful heart, even when the sauce is unpalatable. Peace is voluntarily laying some of our rights on the altar of peace. Peace is putting away the sword in the place of honest hug and handshake. Peace is eating last and embracing the ideas of others. Peace is not only tribalistically blind, but politically blind and colorblind and inclusive. Peace is not weakness, it is power under control. Peace is loving God and loving people. The God we serve is an embodiment of peace. We cannot truly serve Him and not carry His DNA of peace. Peace is like wisdom, crying out in the marketplace, and those who hear Him will eat its fruit thereof. my grandmother told me a great story. And that story was between two brothers. They had a misunderstanding. And in a misunderstanding, they fought. And so the younger brother decided to dig a big gulf between him and his elder brother. They were still in the same community. And then that created a lake. And the water was running. And so the big brother decided to look for a carpenter who will build a wall. The wall will be so high that he will never see the face of his brother again. So he went around and found a carpenter, and he told the carpenter, I want you to build a wall that will be so high that I will never see the face of my brother. I don't want to see his face at all. So the carpenter said, okay. And he gave him the cost. He went to town and bought all what was needed. And unfortunately, the younger brother had traveled and the elder brother also traveled. But when they came back, the carpenter has built a very nice bridge connecting the older brother and the younger brother. When the elder brother came and saw the bridge, he was so annoyed. But the younger brother, when he came and he saw the bridge, he was surprised. Look at all what I've done to my elder brother. Then he has built a bridge linking us. And so the younger brother was walking on the bridge coming towards his elder brother. And he was smiling. He got to his elder brother. This elder brother is standing there now thinking, this will not be this is not what I paid for. The younger brother came and hugged his elder brother and said, I'm sorry, elder brother. This is all what I've done to you. You still build a bridge. What a great work you have done. And the elder brother turned around and hugged him. And that is how the dispute ended. And they turned around to the carpenter and they said to the carpenter, we still have more work to you, more work for you to do. And he said, I have more bridges to make. So I'm going to other places. Brothers and sisters, we are building a bridge today. I pray with this and welcome all of you.
Most welcoming of speeches I've never heard for a long time. Thank you very much for everything. We are here. I see you're smiling, Dr. Samoa. And I love the mediation team comprising the Commonwealth, the African Union, the ECOWAS, are here to mediate whatever problems we have in Sierra Leone. And that team is being headed by Hajj Fatima Tanajat, the former Vice President of our sister country in Gambia. For me, it is not a shame that we have had people from outside to come and make peace of us, Sierra Leoneans. You see, the teeth and the tongue live very amicably in one mouth, and sometimes they fight. When they do fight, sometimes the tongue bleeds. But then we continue living together. In the Bible it says, blessed are the peacemakers. In the Quran, like Allah Ta'ala said, Allahumma anta salam, wa minka salam, wa alayka ya salam, tabarakta ya jalali wa ikram. The blessings you have for bringing peace, maintaining peace, and sustaining peace. We are going to start the program. Unfortunately, the UNDP resident coordinator in Sierra Leone is unavoidably absent, and we shall skip number 1. I shall therefore ask, most graciously, a statement by Dr. Samoa Amara, leader and head of the APC Party organization. Welcome to the podium.
Chair.
distinguished representatives of the Commonwealth, the African Union, the Economic Community of West African States, leadership and staff of the National Peace Commission of Sierra Leone, members of the Diplomatic and Consular Corps, representatives of the Sierra Leone People's Party, comrades of the All People's Congress Party here present, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, fellow Sierra Leoneans, good morning. Let me start by humbly welcoming you all to this historic and defining moment of our time, which is holding an inter-political party dialogue that aims to find a consensual solution to the governance stalemate. I especially appreciate the presence of representatives from the Commonwealth, the African Union, and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, who have taken their time and spent their resources to be with us here today. Their presence is a clear testament and demonstration of their commitment to the achievement of democracy, peace, security, development, and stability in our beloved Sierra Leone and elsewhere in the rest of the world. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, Madam Fatou Madiano, former Vice President of the Republic of the Gambia, and thank you also, Justice Sanga, for agreeing to facilitate the dialogue by joint courtesy, Commonwealth, the aid, and ECOWAS. Hearty congratulations from the people of Sierra Leone to you, our colleague, Professor Michel Scobie, for your high academic achievement as a professor a few days ago. These three institutions, together with our other development partners, they are residents in Sierra Leone, continuously engage us as a party on the need for all political parties and other stakeholders to work together to ensure a peaceful elections outcome and to commit to the tenets of democracy and the rule of law as we embark on the June 2023 presidential and general election. One important outcome of our engagements with our international partners was the signing of the Peace Pledge a few weeks before the elections, a pledge that the APC fully adhered to. For us in the APC, our paramount interest has always been, and will continue to be, the peace, security, and stability of our beloved Sierra Leone. Accordingly, our commitment to having free, fair, credible, and non-violent elections has been attested to in our several press releases before, during, and after the elections. Unfortunately, the entire electioneering process was plagued with a plethora of premeditated and carefully structured actions aimed at rigging the elections before and throughout the entire process. And this includes the perpetration of violence, intimidation, and a disproportionate display of what I would describe as gun power against the leadership, members, and supporters of the APC. We also suffered from deep-rooted ethno-regional pride that has succeeded in dividing this peaceful nation. And worst of all, from state capture and partisan use of public institutions, including all elections management bodies, which further deepened the divide in the country and fueled the brutalization of the opposition in their homes, as well as in their communities. Many simply because they are either APC, or they are Northwesterners, or they are perceived not to have voted SLPP. And above all, as carrying Samora identity. Your Excellencies, the facilitators, it is this premeditated and ingrained hate, along with untold anger, intolerance, and tribalistic tendencies within the Bureau regime against the opposition since 2018 that represents today the bedrock of Sierra Leone's political tension. This is something we cannot ignore or set aside if we want to restore democracy and bring back peace and stability in Sierra Leone, a country with tremendous potential and prospects to build and secure lasting hope and an enviable future for all. It is worth noting that the June 24, 2023 election and its aftermath was merely a combination of the reasons that have brought us here today. Since 2018, when the APC peacefully transitioned power to the SLP, the leadership, members, and supporters of the APC party have never been at peace under this regime. We handed over power to the SLPP because we respect democracy and democratic processes. Whilst we did question the results produced by the Electoral Commission, we have no doubt that handing over power was the right thing to do. To us, the interests of the nation was much more paramount than our partisan and personal interests. Importantly, we wanted to keep the country united. Sierra Leoneans had prior to 2018 worked very hard for 15 years to ensure that we built on the hard-earned peace and democracy that the country had enjoyed since the Civil War ended in the year 2002. However, on taking power in 2018, the SLP made it their primary focus to directly target the leadership, membership, and even sympathizers of the APC, while at the same time fragmenting the country and setting the stage for the state we are in today. The state characterized by a deteriorating democratic space, the instrumentalization of police, the military, and notably the Electoral Commission Sierra Leone, led to a culture of impunity that will see the Electoral Commission produce 2023 election results that did not reflect the will of the people, and that saw the leadership of the APC directly targeted at the party office while election results were being awaited, resulting, unfortunately, in one of our members eventually killed by the state security personnel. These and several other extrajudicial killings still remain uninvestigated. May their gentle souls rest in perfect peace and light perpetual shining from them. Whose executive, legislature, and other
do you have none of forget
are only beneficiaries of a stolen election. I can easily draw your attention to the very unguided utterances and some bad faith actions by members of this illegitimate administration, especially on the eve of the dialogue. These include continuation of parliamentary sessions and threats against our elected members of parliament, mayors, chairmen, and councillors relative to their tenure and other entitlements. All meaningful political engagements of national interest are usually preceded by preambles and signaling. As a party, the APC has engaged with the stakeholders to prepare them for the dialogue and possible outcomes. In addition, we have signaled through the Peace Commission that we are coming to this dialogue with an open mind, a genuine desire for peace, and an anxious urge to reach a consensual solution that can enable the country to be back on the path to development, progress, and democracy once again. Regrettably, political posturing from some of our colleagues on the other side of this dialogue table is not sending encouraging signals to us on the APC, nor to the citizens of Sierra Leone, neither to the world at large. You cannot say you are seeking peace, but at every moment you try to put the wrong under the feet of the opposition. The targeted COI appeal cases and ongoing arrest and harassment of APC supporters are cases in point. You cannot want peace and continue to impose an acting mayor on Freetown City Council, which the SLPP lost convincingly. You cannot want to pursue peace and give ultimatums to APC elected councillors on the eve of a national dialogue. In this dialogue, we are faced with two important scenarios going forward. As a passionate but very neutral commentator indicated to me, the easy part for us, both on the dialogue table, is to stay in our entrenched positions and to dig deeper to fight only for the outcome each party believes in is right for it. For the APC to move on, it is important to look back and recognize the democratic injustice to the citizens within the context of a hastily installed illegitimate administration, as if all is normal. For the SLPP to move on, it is important to look forward while recognizing the injustice of an electoral coup against the citizens, and how this can be peacefully mitigated for now and into the future. The courageous path is to change the rules of the game and to come with a spirit of reconciliation without losing the baby with the bathwater, without making the voters worse off than where they are after this unprecedented election fraud, or by avoiding a language of winning or losing, or staying strong or giving in, that boxes in our respective positions even before the dialogue starts. We have an opportunity to look for that point of equilibrium and solutions, and not where we disagree. An opportunity to put aside for this moment our party colors, intimidatory tactics, noisy supporters, and personal pride and ego, and to recognize that this is a matter of national importance, not a battleground for political giants. And finally, we have an opportunity to recognize that we need to look backwards and forwards, to be open to listening and to be mutually respectful. We in the APC are ready to do this. Are you ready, the SLP? In conclusion, we are not doing this in a vacuum. The social, economic, and political context is obviously very challenging, and our people are suffering. The economy continues to worsen, given funding squeeze and uncertainty in domestic and international investor appetite. We owe it to our citizens to put all our efforts to build cohesion and find a win-win way forward that puts the people in full position. We are all here, both as political parties and as domestic and international facilitators, because we recognize that the present electoral and other state management systems are fundamentally broken and need urgent and sustainable fixing. We cannot fulfill the country's potential if so many of our people feel that their vote was not respected. It's a test of leadership to choose what is right, even when it is difficult, or our people may criticize us for that reason. I do recognize that our shared legacy as leaders must be that we have found a way forward that puts our people and country first. Every second, every minute, every hour, and each day we spend here at this dialogue table must point us in the right direction. But first, we must unravel and accept the truth. And therefore, thereafter, we must then have the strength and creativity to identify and collectively pursue those institutional reforms that will provide us with lasting pathways to social justice and democracy. We must swallow our ego, our pride, and do what is right for our people and in the best interest of our beloved nation. Let me state that our people are curiously waiting to see what will come out of this dialogue. In this dialogue, there has to be a path to restoring democracy and the people's will. There has to be a path to bringing back the people's stolen vote. This is what the APC's leadership stands for. And certainly, it is what the APC leadership will continue to fight for. I pray that the process will be guided by the presence of and the grace of Almighty God, so that we'll have an outcome that will move this land that we love, our Sierra Leone, out of this very, very dark trajectory that it is trapped in. I thank you very much, and may God bless you all.
Dr. Kamua. head and leader of the Congress Party delegation. Thank you very much for your presentation. May I now call on Dr. David Senge, Chief Minister and Head of the Government of Sierra Leone.
Thank you very much, Chair, Her Excellency, honorable members of the mediation from the AU, ECOWAS, Commonwealth and the Independent Commissioners of Peace, ministers of government, members of parliament, members of the diplomatic corps, our friends from the APC, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Today is a momentous day and a historic one for several reasons. It reaffirms our commitment to building institutions that strengthen democracy. 3 years ago, after a national consultative dialogue, the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion was established. It wasn't established out of a vacuum. It was a recommendation from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission that they are able to organize and bring together international and national parties together in a very fraught state is a good testament to the people of this country. Congratulations. We thank them for their leadership and for all the roles they've been able to play to get us here. So why are we here as a government? We're here because of our commitment and understanding that when there is a mediated dialogue, we're able to go past our differences. We're here because of our hopes and our aspirations for national and collective movement forward. And as such, we expect that at the end of this mediated dialogue, we will see and expect the full participation of our friends in the All People's Congress in government. In a very low trust environment, not just in Sierra Leone, but across the world, and we see the growing violence in Asia, the Middle East, in Europe, in Africa, in ECOWAS, it is important that we restate our commitments to ensure effective state delivery. And that does not just mean elected officials. It means people who were not elected. It means people who never ran for elections. It means our collective and entire country. This is why our government has been pursuing a number of critical and absolutely necessary national reforms, which we believe our country requires to be counted and to occupy its rightful place among community of nations. Evidently, we were just invited to the Security Council, and will continue to represent not just Sierra Leone and Africa, but the entire world in making sure that we can stand for peace and national cohesion. Over the last couple of years, our government has repealed the seditious libel law. We've removed the death penalty. We've enacted the Kiwi Bill. We reviewed and updated the PPRC Act, the Education Act, the Local Government Act, the National Investment Act, the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion Act, the National Disaster Agency Act. We revised the anti-corruption law. Well over 90 laws in the last 5 years. And because we believe that we're not done and governance does not stop, our team has continued to work on the Criminal Procedures Act of 1965, which currently does not guarantee justice to our people, particularly if you're poor. Because if you're poor and cannot pay a fine, you get sent to prison. Our government understands that poverty should not mean lack of access to justice. We're here because we believe in mediation. There does not exist a mediation bill. We will work to make sure that there is a mediation bill in this country. And all of these are aimed at ensuring that the necessary and appropriate legal and regulatory environment is created to enhance effective and efficient government of Sierra Leone, not government of the Sierra Leone People's Party. A number of initiatives have been rolled out to ensure that our country strengthens its culture of inclusivity and participation. I mentioned the Gimme Act and the efforts of all political parties that were put in place to make sure we all honor that law. This is why when our friends from the APC go to Parliament, there will be a lot more women in Parliament in our lifetime in this sitting than there has ever been at any given point in time. Youth empowerment has ensured that Sierra Leone remains an example across the world. The number of young people who are given elected and appointed positions is at an all-time high and used as a benchmark across the continent. Political participation, where in the last government, in the last election, there were 17 fully functional political parties operating in the country, of about 7 to 8 million people. CSOs are actively encouraged and have statutory positions in many strategic national institutions. There's no new commission that has been established over the last couple of years that does not actively include the participation of CSOs. The media is free and independent, with over 80 community radios and about the same number of print media. As His Excellency has said, there is absolutely no journalist in prison today for practicing journalism. These are progress that we as a people can be proud of. We believe in effective governance, and Sierra Leone has continued to work assiduously to improve our country's global indices. Evidently, we passed the MCC scorecard for 5 straight years. We didn't pass MCC scorecard for MCC, we passed it for our people. Because when the corruption index goes from 49 to 84, it is not MCC or the US government who benefits. It is perceptions that reflect our people's thought of corruption. As a nation and as a people, we must all continue to work to make sure that the image we project and propagate about our people reflects the true realities of our people. We cannot, for political gain, for financial gain, for personal gain, project things that do not reflect the realities that we see on the ground and the true perceptions of our people. And these indices, from MCC to the more from what some of our friends continue to speak when they're given the podium. We believe that we will strengthen state institutions, most importantly. I spoke about the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, which came out of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. In the last 5 years, we have implemented all possible recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission that does not require constitutional change. We've established institutions that make Sierra Leone an example to the world. For national disaster response, in our fight for COVID, our leadership role on the APRN, our leadership role on the C10, continue to be examples that countries across the world turn to. The government of His Excellency, President Brigadier Retired Dr. Julius Maada Bio, is one that believes in the intrinsic values of inclusivity and participation as critical ingredients for a peaceful, united, stable, and cohesive Sierra Leone. It is as a manifestation of such conviction and belief that government has since given very serious considerations to the abnormal situation of having the other half of state governance, the opposition party in the House of Parliament and local councils, holding back on participation in governance. The government truly and genuinely believes that democracy and democratization cannot proceed without an active, credible, and responsible opposition from which we can all benefit from constructive engagements such as profiling alternative policy proposals where they exist, or joining us to progress laws where we don't disagree. We don't always have to disagree. We're not here because we've been forced to. We're here because we chose to. And we're here because of our commitment to national development and peace. We're here because the father of democracy, His Excellency President Dr. Julius Maada Bio, asked us to be here. We're here because of peace and unity. That will be a total mobilization of our human, financial, and other non-material resources for the development and transformation of our country, so that truly and genuinely Sierra Leone can be part of the countries that accelerates towards the SDGs, as we share our policies of leaving no one behind. This is really what Power Salo for better means, by the way. And we believe that, because Kaupa Salo most better. This is embedded in our shared belief, and this is something that the government of President Bio is committed to supporting and promoting. The government is committed to ensuring that agencies that promote inclusivity, participation, unity, and national cohesion, such as the Peace Commission, other agencies of the government, CSOs, development partners, all have a safe space and are given the support to function in a meaningful and productive manner at all times. It is this manifestation of government's firm conviction that governance should be inclusive and participatory that will remain open and supportive of every initiative that will ensure that this current impasse that has caused challenges in governance post the June 24th multi-tier elections are addressed in a manner that takes cognizance of our national constitution and national laws. The government is convinced that there could be several ways in which, together with counterparts in the opposition and as a nation, we can forge a progressive national partnership in governance, with each party playing according to its mandate, while at the same time ensuring that the national values of unity and peace efforts are made for continued cooperation and collaboration. Towards ensuring such cooperation and collaboration, the government of Sierra Leone will ensure that opportunities are created for continued work on critical national governance priorities going forward. The President, in his address to the House of Parliament on 3rd August 2023, directed the establishment of the National Electoral Review Committee. The government insists that this committee will be inclusive and broad-based, as His Excellency assured us on that day. And when called on, I hope that our friends in the opposition will fully participate. That won't be enough. This is why we're inviting the opposition to take responsibility, join governance, such that the things that have lasted for 20 plus years, including the constitutional review, can be completed for the progress of our country. Boycotting reforms that strengthen our democracy is not progressive. And I think across all aisles, no matter where one sits. The recommendations from our independent electoral observer bodies require constitutional reform. The recommendations of the Truth and Reconciliation require constitutional reform. When we had a constitution in 1991, we were moving from a one-party state to a multi-party state. And since then, we've had 2 coups and 4 elections. It is time to strengthen our democratic state institutions. And sitting back is not what we should be doing at this point in time. This is why I want to appeal to all of us for good reasoning. I want us to be open and sincere. And I want us to look forward towards the positive outcomes. And I appreciate that we all have said things that will make the other person turn away. And where we have, we're sorry. And I hope that other parties, other members who come to this can also take responsibilities for things that they may have said to get us where we have arrived at. Being reflective is not a position of weakness, but rather that it's a commitment that we are making to move forward. And allow me to end on a note of hope and a reminder of what makes us a powerful people. It is not our differences that divide us, but it is in our diversity that we get united. Dr. Samura Kamara's wife is my auntie, not a distant blood auntie, a very close auntie by blood from Pujan. I mention this to say that it is our diversity in thought that must unite us, because he's an uncle. Our religious tolerance, as demonstrated by our daily prayers that our children have in school every day. They have Christian prayer and Muslim prayer. Every program, we have Christian prayer and Muslim program. At a time when we see so much diversion in the world, it's what we should celebrate. We're known to love strangers more. We're people of resilience. And in spite of our one-party states that we've had in the past, our multiple coups, our national health and environmental disasters, we have united and marched forward. That is who Sierra Leoneans are. Ladies and gentlemen, our friends and family members, we're great people, and forward shall we continue to march. Before I go, and I shall not speak on behalf of the ECSL, disaggregated results exist in all of our hands. That's what the RFOs are. That's what we signed up for as a party. Everybody had representatives at polling stations. Everybody signed RF forms. Those are disaggregated results. They exist in our hands. Like I said, I will not speak for ECSL, but I'll speak for us that we're satisfied with the disaggregated results that we have. And I'm sure that the other parties who were there have their own disaggregated results. It is important that the words that we use for our members out in the public, or rather, the things that the members use do not shape our leadership roles. We're leaders. We're leaders, and it is important that we lead. And I don't say this because as an aspersion. I say this to reaffirm our commitment as leaders. We believe that in spite of our own understandings, varying understandings and perceptions of the reality, we will converge and be united at the end of this dialogue for this land that we love. Finally, we're a country of laws defined by the Constitution and all of the laws that have come out of the Parliament of our country. Law and order. And I want to urge all of us that during these debates, during these dialogues, we must never, never ever speak outside of the laws of the country. Thank you.
So much, Dr. Leone. Thank you so much, Dr. Leone, Chief Minister and Head of the Government for your presentation. Thank you so much. Our next speaker is retired Justice Raphael Gogoli Magha, Head of the Commonwealth Delegation. Let me welcome you to the podium.
In the interest of time, kindly allow me to adopt the protocols that have already been established and only acknowledge Your Excellency, Madam, let me be very careful here. I had a classmate at the University of Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, called Jallo. I think the Chief Justice now.
Yeah, he's
in the Gambia?
Yes, Hassan Jallo.
Hassan Jallo. I can pronounce Jallo very well. Heads of missions, honorable ambassadors, Chief Minister, leader of opposition, all political parties, security officers, good morning once again. I stand before you as an envoy appointed by the Secretary General of the Commonwealth. I bring you warm greetings from the Commonwealth Secretary General, the Right Honorable Patricia Scotland, for good offices, mandates, and continued commitment to steer and work. Our team has the honor to be present here today. Allow me to express our gratitude on behalf of the Secretary General, the convener of this important mediation process, the Independent Commissioner for Peace and National Cohesion, for the invitation to support this process. We are honored to work alongside our distinguished brothers and sisters from the African Union and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, permit me at this juncture to formally introduce the Commonwealth Mediation Team. My name is Bogore Musaga, a retired judge of the Court of Appeal from Kenya. In our team is Professor Michelle Scobie. Is known to most of you here. I was telling her this is her second home. She's an attorney at law, an advisor, and the head of the Secretary General's Group Offices for Peace. Also on our team is Mukar Adachukami, a lawyer by profession and research officer in the Governance and Peace Directorate of the Commonwealth Secretariat. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests and colleagues, as you may be aware, the Commonwealth is an organization founded on the values of peace and reconciliation. As noted by Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Chair of the Commonwealth Observer Group for the June election, it is in this spirit the Commonwealth has been an enduring companion of this beautiful country on its extraordinary journey since independence. This enduring relationship informs the Secretary General's commitment, which accords with the desire of the entire Commonwealth family to see that this mediation process is successful and bears outcomes that are agreeable to all parties. I'd like to commend the courage of both parties on the decision to come to the table and participate in this mediation process. This is a clear testimony of a commitment to solving contending issues amicably, but most importantly, it demonstrates your commitment to your democracy and the good people of Sierra Leone. To enter into dialogue is to embody democracy and extend the hand to the rival. To extend the hand to life, to embrace as equals and shake hands where weaker individuals will fight. After Dr. Zamora finished his address, I saw the Chief Minister clap. After the Chief Minister finished his address, I was what does that mean? I also noticed that both of them are turning quite attached. It's not a coincidence. I think God is smiling. They're not only particles. They should keep up transparent security. With all this important process to be confidential, impartial, and a voluntary one, we would like to reiterate that our mandate as the Commonwealth mediation team remains that of an independent and impartial facilitator with neutrality as the cornerstone of our involvement. We strongly believe that the contending issues can be resolved through homegrown solutions to be decided by both parties. In this regard, I wish to further underscore the voluntary nature of the mediation, which is not binding until an agreement is reached and signed. We encourage all parties to engage with this mediation process in good faith, in a constructive manner, and in a spirit of cherished national motto of the beloved country: unity, freedom, and justice. I noted that Chief Minister here apologized. We are sorry. There's a very strong person to use such words. And I also takes a very strong person to accept those words. At this juncture, I wish to respectfully remind ourselves about the Freedom Election Pledge of 25th May 2023, at which Baroness Scotland raised a branch from the beloved cotton tree, encouraging all to work for peace, harmony, and a strengthened democracy for the benefit of all Sierra Leone. Your presence here is testimony to the value of that collective pledge to uphold the motto of the Constitution and to seek lawful and peaceful pathways to resolving election grievances. The pledge, as you may know, has to be admired and celebrated as one that is worthy being emulated in other Commonwealth jurisdictions. The Secretary General has asked me to convey to both parties that the Commonwealth family stands and will continue to stand in solidarity with Sierra Leone during this mediation process and, if needed, in the implementation of the agreed outcomes. We believe strongly that the people of Sierra Leone, Africa, the Commonwealth, and the global community at large are eager to see that the light of democracy and peace continues to shine in Sierra Leone. I trust that our engagement here today, this week, and indeed beyond, will be both constructive and fruitful, and be conducted in a respectful and mindful manner for the benefit of the people of this great nation. I am reminded, in closing, your national anthem. We pray that no harm will thy children fall, that blessing and peace may descend on us all. So May we serve thee ever alone, land that we love, our Sierra Leone. I thank you, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, and let us keep our hope alive. Thank you.
Thank you very much, retired justice, for your presentation. We have come to the hall now. And may I graciously invite Her Excellency Madam Fatima Tijalo Anayat Tambaya, the former Vice President of the Republic of Gambia, who is the Chief Facilitator of this meeting.
Honorable Chief Justice of the Government of Sierra Leone and the new Chief Legislator of the Government of Sierra Leone, His Excellency Ambassador Abdel Fattah Musa, Commissioner, Political Affairs, Peace and Security of the Powers, Honorable Government Ministers, members of the Diplomatic Corps, Justice Sanga retired. I wonder whether I have the head of the Commonwealth delegation, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of political parties, particularly the ABC, also Congress Party Congress, under the leadership of His Excellency Dr. Samura Kamara, members of the security forces, members of the National Peace Commission, media fraternity, the other representatives of political parties in Sierra Leone, civil society, members of the fourth estate. On behalf of the chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Musa Mahad Mafaki, the President of the ECOWAS Commission, Dr. Omar Ali Toure, and the Commander Secretariat, General Baroness Patricia Scotland. I'm honored to warmly welcome you all to the opening ceremony of the mediation process between the government of the Republic of Sierra Leone and the All People's Congress Party regarding the outcomes of the June 24th general elections. The mediation process is a product of a very fruitful engagement embarked upon by the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion. Indeed, I'm particularly glad to note that all stakeholders are placed in the ICP-NC, which has enabled them to convene this meeting today, mediation. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, having me to use this opportunity to appeal to all political actors and stakeholders to continue to put the interests of the citizens of Sierra Leone at the center of all their deliberations over the next 3 days. I must remind you that the Republic of Sierra Leone is a beacon of democracy, not only in West Africa, but across the continent of Africa. This is great feat in view of the recent democratic reversals witnessed in the region, and must therefore be jealously guarded by all Sierra Leoneans and development partners. This mediation process presents another opportunity to build and consolidate the peace that Sierra Leone is renowned for. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the role of the African Union, ECOWAS, and Commonwealth in this mediation process is to provide support and guide the pathway for the amicable solution of outstanding grievances regarding the conduct of the transport during elections. We therefore call on all parties to commit to the principles of ownership. The process can also succeed and only succeed if the political parties involved commit and participate in good faith, which should underpin the legitimacy of their demands from the process and from each other. I also urge you to refrain from negative rhetoric statements. Excellencies, in order to maintain confidence and ensure sustained commitment to the process, it is important to manage information. This we are emphasizing because in the mediation process, all parties we are urging to desist from negative information sharing, negative social media, negative actions that would prevent the mediation process to proceed. These are things that we all need to be committed to if we want the peace process to move. But before I also conclude, I would like to do something which is African. I would like to stand in the middle and ask the government and all People's Progress Party to come and shake hands.
Assalamualaikum. Aja lari.
Thank you so much for starting the mediation in the African way. And peace is everybody's business, so I will ask those who are sitting here, our friends also, to turn to the right and shake the hand of the person on the right. Right and left. Okay. So we are here as organizations that have been established by you and driven by you, the African Union, the ECOWAS, and the Commonwealth Secretariat. We are organizations that are here not to show you what to do, you already know what to do, but to guide and facilitate the process of mediation. We have got something very important. The Honorable Chief Minister, in his statement, has said he's sorry. And that's a really loaded statement, which I would urge the APC to consider. And also, I wish to say, as chief negotiator or facilitator, when I went to the government, we went to the government side, we were received warmly, and the discussions were very transparent and open. The government is committed to the peace process, and what they have said, we have asked questions, how can they demonstrate that they are committed to the peace process? They said that we have the liberty to engage every stakeholder we feel can contribute to the peace process. That was really loaded and very positive. We have also been given authority to advise that since government is able and willing to adopt reforms, the reforms we have advised must be inclusive to reflect the realities of Sierra Leoneans and the aspirations of Sierra Leone. And this we specify from the constitutional review, the electoral review, the political reforms, judiciary, and the legislature. It's not bad to have conflict. What is bad is just to stay and not negotiate and engage. The engagement, communication and engagement would give every party the determination to come back as a nation and looking at not individual differences, but what unites you more, which is Sierra Leoneans. The Sierra Leoneans have voted. Now they are waiting for you actors, political leaders particularly, to deliver your promises. That is, first of all, to work for peace, talk peace, negotiate, dialogue, so that you can achieve that national cohesion. We come together in it. The African Union is an African organization. The Commonwealth is made of members of different organizations, mainly and the majority are Africans. So is ECOWAS. ECOWAS for peace and security, African Union for, of course, peace and development. Coming together is not easy, but I'm proud as the chief facilitator that we have come together as 3 organizations just to support Sierra Leone. I tripped a day before I came to Sierra Leone, and I was almost walking on walking sticks. But I thought that peace has a price, and if you are committed to peace, and as an African woman, as a mother, we suffer most. Crises are never created by women. Crises are created by men, but it is the women who suffer. We bear the brunt, seeing women with their dolls on their heads, children on their back, children held in different hands, running for water and hunger and food for the family. African women are saying, please, brothers, please, sons, please, the security services, please, the media, allow peace to reign in Sierra Leone. We have seen what is obtaining in the sub-region. Sahel, Burkina Faso, we have also seen Gabon, we have seen Mali. There are spillover repercussions on these conflicts that is going in the sub-region. And we don't want it to really spread out to the rest of Africa. Sierra Leone is an important element, a democratic beacon that we have hope in. The name Freetown, of course, I'm not a historian. It has a big meaning. Everybody should be free. Everybody should enjoy peace, access to justice. And I will also advise that while you are doing the reforms, I have a moral responsibility, not as a chief facilitator, but a responsibility to the women of Africa and the girls of Africa. Please, I have informed the government, advised the government that the reforms should also reflect those instruments that have been adopted by government to protect the rights of women and children, to provide more women in governance, more women, when I say women, sometimes men would smile. We are not asking women in numbers, we are asking for women of substance who can contribute to peace, who can contribute to development. We will be here till Thursday, but our lines are free. When we go back to Gambia, Abuja, London, wherever we come from, we would like to continue listening to you, and it will be happy as we pray. We pray that God continues to bless the process. I'm so happy. If I die today, I will rest, because I have had the government and the main opposition party shake hands. And I can see they longed for it, because they hugged each other, they laughed. And so I think this is something, it's a hope that will definitely encourage us, the mediators, to move the process forward. God has made someone also to sneeze. In the tradition, in the African tradition, when you are talking and somebody sneezes, it means God will bless the effort. Yeah, today I'm going to be more African than anything. So, because these are African values. And finally, the dialogue. We all know we are Africans. We are Africans. At the end of the day, the Honorable Minister said, Uncle Samra is his uncle. If I am here, I can say so many of you are my relatives. I am coming here not as a consultant, I'm coming here as a facilitator and also as an African mother. So a mother can tell her sons and daughters what maybe in the protocols will not tell you. So sometimes I would say African Union and ECOWAS, sometimes you would allow me to take some few steps outside and become a mother, a wife, and an African. All my life I have fought for peace, and I will continue to fight for peace. The AU is happy that the government has received them well. The APC also received us well. And you know the interesting thing? When I arrived in this country, I was welcomed by rain. When we went to the government, it rained. When we came to APC, it rained. Those are positive signals that Sierra Leoneans must not lose sight of. God bless you all. God bless our friends who are here to support you, the international community. I will urge the international community to continue to accompany this peace process. The peace process has been defined in 3 ways, in 3 let me say, 3 dimensions. The first was immediate, which is to bring the political parties together to have the APC to participate in governance. This was a positive message that the government gave us, that they want APC to participate in governance. And you know, in mediation or dialogue, sometimes you have to meet a common ground, and not only sometimes. You have to forget about your differences and meet a common ground. Talk among yourselves. Have trust in your institutions. And how do you have trust in your institutions? It's by government ensuring that these institutions are not politicized. You need, whilst they're being committed to the reforms, the center, the epicenter of the reform process must be to depoliticize institutions, that is the legislature, the judiciary, and the executive. Even the civil service, if you have civil service reforms, I'm now talking from experience. For 22 years, our civil service, our institutions were politicized, and it really landed us in a very bad situation. So please, 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 Honorable Chief Minister, we have talked about it, you are committed to it. So this is just a gentle reminder that let the reforms be inclusive. Uncle Samura, I would like also, as a leader, to really help. You have a responsibility, a great responsibility, to ensure that this peace process works. I know it's difficult. Leadership, as they say in English, is hard on the person who wears the crown. But there is nothing difficult. The mere fact that you have come together to attend this important occasion, and you have been open, both of you have been open in your deliberations, we all have hope. I'm happy, and I want to thank every one of you to be here, for being here today. My brother is here. For us, Africa, we cannot follow the protocols. I have brothers and sisters, Haja, who are sitting here. And I'm very proud that it is a woman again, you know, who is here moderating. And I'm sure with God's compassion and the love for women, I have hope that this peace process will succeed, inshallah. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you, the African mother, the African wife, the African orator. Let me thank you. Let me thank you for giving an African perception to all of this. You see, this is one thing we also forget, and I'm very pleased that Haja has laid it down on our laps. Let us not forget that before all of these revolutions taking place, all African societies had their traditional chiefs and traditional elders, and they worked things out in an African way. There was no democracy, there was no military, there was no coups. You wouldn't even dare in the African tradition. And let us come back to Africa. Let us see what we can do to tolerate each other, so we're able to accept ourselves depending on the lenses of the glasses we're using. The perceptions might be different. So let us try to look at the perception. Let us change the glasses and see how the other person is thinking, or why the other person has thought of this thing in this way. Not ourselves knowing everything, doing everything on our own, and thinking we are right. The African tradition says it all, and like she has said, we the mothers bear the brunt of it all. We carry the children. But even you who are the leaders, for the first 5 years, we took care of you. We hit your butts. We fed you. We made you to sleep. We did everything to you. If we had turned you upside down, like we used to do to shake you off the milk, we did all of that to you. So please let us respect us, the mothers, because in the final analysis, when anything takes place, any kata-kata, we have to run away with the children. We run away with them, carry them on our backs, carry them in our stomachs, carry them in our hands, and toss the luggage on our heads. So what do? You walk with your walking stick, and you're running your way. So let us see how you can think of the women on the other side. And I'm very pleased that at this time, we had a consultative conference, an international consultative conference in February, March, to see women were to be able to participate in politics. And I am very happy that this time we have had quite a number when this other set will go in. So let us think about it all over. Like I said, maybe we should change our glasses a little and see the point of view of the other side. Then maybe we can come back and make peace. Because nobody benefits from chaos. Nobody benefits from kata-kata. Nobody benefits from whatever it is. But in peace, we should all be able. First of all, let us remember, when we were young, if you are sent to an uncle, they take a handful of rice, one mondo, and give it to you. It is with pleasure that you will eat it. But now, you send your child to somebody else, they will say, no, I am not eating. All of these things have eroded, and very negatively, our African tradition. Please, Dr. Samura, please, Dr. David Senge, and your two parties, let us see how we can put Sierra Leone first. Like our pledge says, I love my country. I love my country, and God bless me, Lord, with all the verses of the pledge that we took. I will now call on, I know you are being given tips for refreshments. Let me call on the Executive Secretary, Hawa Samai, to thank you all for having spent your morning with us here. Thank you so much.
Your Excellency, Madam Fatimata Jallow Tambaja, I want to stand on existing protocols, ma'am. Would you allow me? Yes, okay, thank you. Let me firstly say thanks to God for bringing us here and for what we've achieved so far and what we're going to achieve. And we also want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone, for ensuring and accepting that the international mediators come to Sierra Leone to mediate this process, because we had, as a commission, have to ask for his permission to do that, to facilitate this dialogue. And we pray that this will bring lasting peace to Mama Salone. We also want to thank the government and the APC party team for agreeing to come to the mediating table for the good of Sierra Leone again. It's key that both parties made this decision. It's been a long haul and a turbulent one from both sides, but thank God we're here today. We want to thank Madam Jallow Tambajan for leaving her busy, very busy schedule in the Gambia. We had to ask all the head of states, and some of them had to decline because they were already busy in their own space. but she opted, even though she was not 100% okay to be here. Thank you very much. We do appreciate you. And we also like to appreciate the team of mediators, technical advisors that are here from the AU, the Commonwealth, and the ECOWAS. They've been tremendous. We've had sleepless nights. Yesterday we went to bed after midnight, working to make sure that we're all here. Some of them are smiling now. And we know what we've been through since morning to even enter this hall. I want to say thank you. Thank you very, very much. It's been a turbulent time, but I'm sure we'll all smile at the end of the day, and we'll joke and make fun of it. We want to say thank you to the partners, the development partners, and the donor communities. You've been extremely generous to us to ensure that this happened. Even with the technical advices that some of you have been giving us, we want to say a very big thank you, because with your support, we've been able to make this a reality. Finally, we want to say thank you to the people of Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone people, we want to say thanks for the patience. You've been really, really patient with both parties and with us. We do understand your frustration on social media at times, but this is a time that you continue to lend us your voices in prayers to ensure that at the end of the day, everything would work well for the good of Mama Salon. Again, I want to say thanks to everybody that is in this hall, even those that are watching on TV. It's been a very busy morning, but we hope and pray that at the end of the day, we'll all smile and Sierra Leone will resume its glory. We know it's not a one-day process. It might not be a 2-year process, because it's a process that would be ongoing in terms of changes that we will see the evidence eventually. But we pray that by the grace of God, things will happen for the good of Salon at the end of these 3 days. Decisions would be taken so that everybody would be happy. We'll end up as a win-win situation, not just one side take it all. Again, thank you very much, and God bless you. As we leave, we want to ask, please, that we have, we'll take a quick photograph, and then there will be a reception. And we want to appeal that everybody should leave the hall, please, because we'll have to do some rearrangement of the sitting positions. And those that will be coming in, just a reminder that no equipment are allowed. Nothing, no phones, no nothing, nothing. So you'll be scanned at the door. Allow the securities before you enter. You'll be scanned at the door. And for those that will be entering, you'll be given a pass. Your names are already, and we'll joke and make fun of it. We want to say prayers to ensure that at the end of the day, everything would work well for the good. It might not be a 2-year process, because it's a process that would be ongoing in terms of changes that we will see the evidence eventually. But we pray that by the grace of God, things will happen for the good. Again, thank you very much, and God bless you. As we leave, we want to ask, please, that we have, we'll take a quick photograph, and then there will be a reception. And we want to appeal that everybody should leave the hall, please, because we'll have to do some rearrangement of the sitting positions. And those that will be coming in, just a reminder that no equipment are allowed. Nothing, no phones, no nothing, nothing. So you'll be scanned at the door. Allow the securities before you enter. You'll be scanned at the door. And for those that will be entering, you'll be given a pass. Your names are already signed to the pass. And for those that would be waiting at the rooms, the breakaway and the breakout rooms, please, the rooms are ready. I'm sure that you were shown the rooms in advance before coming to this hall. So the rooms are also ready, but make sure you have a bite before going to those rooms for your meetings. And we'll resume here in the next 1 hour so that the decorators will have their time to do a quick debrief. And for the high table, please you use the lobby again, the room. Again, I want to say thanks to everybody for being very cooperative. Yeah, pictures, please. Quick pictures.
Everybody get for go out and they go out now for go take photos. After the photos, then get for come in, then get for the meeting and get breaking sessions them na different rooms them. And the context of this all now for make people understand say this is a process where the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion been done the try for get the government and the main opposition APC. We understand say na 9 representative them or 2 the parties and gets, the government get 9, the ruling party, the opposition party self get 9. Dr. Samura Kamara the lead for the opposition as in been the flag bearer and leader of the party. Also we can talk to Dr. Samura Kamara we na the leader of the APC and the 2018 June 24th multi-tier election presidential candidate. Thank you for talking to AYV, sir.
Thank you very much.
We listened to your statements and we don't agree waiting the chief minister where they represent the governments at this dialogue say. First off, waiting the media facilitator saying that they don't say sorry to una. Una accept that sorry they will say to una?
I don't want to talk anything about that now until we go to the dialogue table.
Okay. So what do you expect from this dialogue? In your statement you don't catalog all waiting on concerns them. Waiting the public, the people they represent for expect at the end of this 3 days dialogue.
We'd expect the truth from the both parties. The government for listening to the APC then complain, and the APC will also try to understand the government institution, and then of course putting the people in the center.
The nation for expect to come out of this with a resolution, something we will move this country go before it gets APC for continue for be part of governance.
That's the desired outcome.
What do we for expect? What's in the nation for expect?
Now to get a consensual resolution of all the issues, the concerns they will raise, their own position as well. We come together for the benefit of Sierra Leone.
And you optimistic say this 3 days conversation go end all go address una concerns them and end this stalemates na the political process?
The earlier the better.
You sound doubtful, Dr. Samura Kamara. Is it that you get apprehension?
I'm not doubtful. I say the earlier the better. Everybody wants to get out of this quagmire and stalemate. So now move on with pushing progress of the country.
And you committed to that?
As always, I am.
One thing we don't they go around and some of our supporters and members don't they talk about now that's on a call now for a rerun of the election. Is that something one they put na the table?
It in our opposition paper.
Say there should be a rerun of the election.
It is in the opposition paper.
I just want to know, one of the possibilities in the committee, I understand saying 9 people, more than the other people, they represent the APC.
I think I will ask the Secretary General. Most interview Secretary General, I will give the full names.
Okay, but now you lead the team?
Yes, I'm leading the team. The chairman is there, the deputy chairman is also there, a member of parliament is there, the Secretary General is also there. We have the mayor of Freetown City Council. Yes. And then we have Dr. Kelfala Mara, who will be doing the presentation.
Okay. Well, finally, the people of Salon, they watching out through AYV. After this, then they can say this woman they start the dialogue. Which message you want to give them? Message of hope or waiting them for expect from you as leader of the party?
As always, we preach a message of hope because now responsibility for give people them what they want and what they deserve and what their entitlements are. So the hope say during this dialogue at the end of it all, we will please the people of Sierra Leone and not ourselves.
Thank you very much. That's Dr. Samura Kamara, the leader, and I'm the leader. She don't reform. I'm the lead, the delegation of the APC. Now this dialogue, it just don't explain to the people in waiting at them position. And one of the contentious issue we've been on the go around on social media about them calling for a rerun of the election, and he say there should be truth in all of this. You know, and that's then they ask for. So we still lay around there. We try to see if we can talk to more people now. Everybody's going out. Then they go get a group photo, and after the group photo, later then go come into this hall and other breakout sessions them and get the conversation them. Like I've been they say, the context is 9 people from each group. 9 from the government, 9 from the main opposition, the APC. Now then get for sit down with the facilitators them. The facilitator, the lead facilitator, now the former vice president of the Gambia, in all statement the way don't they say she's an African, she's a mother, she's here because she wants to help Sierra Leone for push forward and for peace. And we get the Commonwealth representative as well, we get the AU representative, and this meeting today, the people who be attending, we get the US ambassador, the EU ambassador, and other international partners them. We've been there for this opening ceremony, and the dialogue will be a closed door. We're not going to cover them, and hopefully now after the whole process on the outcome, we go talk to the people them will be involved in the dialogue on the outcome and waiting and they expect. We they look forward for see if we can talk to the government as well, civil society with their Andrew Lavaligi of IGR been there, Reverend Jibrila of the National Commission for Democracy, and other civil society actors and political party them. So they take a break now, and we will come back when we get more people for talk to here from Bintumani Conference Center. Continue for watch AYV as we bring you live coverage of the opening ceremony of the dialogue between the government and the main opposition APC.
Do you not forget for share the program, invite other people and for make we get 100,000 key. Finally, it don't be because the time look at our doorstep. If you see we not tight up with belts now, forget that particular number. And the next one will be the next one. It don't done. So now the time don't reach. So please continue for share the program and call other person for invite them at this family house. We go make we get this award na YouTube.
And not say you always want for support we by way how you go subscribe to we channel. But you think say how much it go cost if I subscribe to we channel? Well, it not going for cost you anything. Now just wait for let you support we. And other people them can really want for support we, but they're not waiting for do for make them able for subscribe. Well, normally when you open we add YouTube channel and begin for watch we live program, now so it is shown on the screen with boku comments them as na live chat can they on. If you want for subscribe, that for you when not be no subscribe yet. Watch na the right hand corner, you will see one X or times sign. Press that X sign there. It will take you go back now the normal YouTube page. Then you will see down outside we put the title of the program. Now you write on. The write one word they wait and say subscribe with white round the subscribe word. All what you need for do, just press this white one outside and say subscribe. You will see down at this side subscription added. Now outside the subscription button bin there, it don't give you bell with down arrow. Press this small down arrow and then it will show you this kind of list. 1, it will give you all, personalized, none, and unsubscribe. What you need for do now for come and press this one with the word all. Once you press it, see what it say, you will receive all notification. That means say anytime when we come online, you go able for